I think this will all be very funny in about 5 years' time. Over. I mean, even in the 5 years, it's changed massively, even on a really silly scale. Like in 2011, I was the first ever social entrepreneur to be on The Apprentice. And I say this story, I said it in our campaign about changing the way Apprentice looks at, allows social entrepreneurs to be, shown as one of the ways in which you can be in business. But the producer asked me, Melody, what do you want your title to be? Because when you're on the screen on The Apprentice, your title comes up. And I thought about it for about 2 days, and I said, Melody Hossaini, social entrepreneur. And he said, Melody, you can't have that. I said, Mark, why can't I have that? He says, Melody, people are going to think you're an entrepreneur who likes to go out a lot. You're on Facebook a lot. And I was like, Mark, that is why we need to have it. And that is, that's just a small example, but we've come such a long way from consumers, how they put pressure on the way that business is done, narrative, lots of things. I think even just 5 years, I think the world looks so different from what it looked 5 years ago with the growth of social enterprise, especially in the UK. No, I think I find your points really, really interesting, and I think that I suppose I hadn't considered that to a length of the consequences of that. But this is what I mean about this whole process of what's happening. We're in a time of change, and I think that there's a lot of perhaps things that are getting left behind, but maybe that's necessary for what we're moving towards. And I think that in the future, it will be really interesting, the models that will come. And then actually, I think that a lot of charities who are in that situation of, what do we do? And, are now transitioning to a better way of doing things. And perhaps that model is better. But I think your point is right in terms of there is that big flag of here's the social enterprises, and sometimes very smaller entities are finding it much more difficult to exist. But it's those very small entities who understand the community and are doing very pockets of magical work are so important. And how do we support that? And how do we get funding to them to be able to exist and do the valuable work that they do? And I think that's a very interesting question to ask. What to wear in the conscious. I just want to say, I tweeted this earlier, but my whole outfit today, my cream shoes, this belt and this dress are all from New Life, which is a charity, and it totals to $19.99, and it goes to help children with disabilities. And I really champion for women and girls that, there's a lot of hashtag OOTN, outfit of the day, outfit of the night, whatever. And I just think that we need to be really conscious about what we buy. We need to walk the talk, and I've been looking for an in to get that into the conversation.
Can I just say, doesn't she look lovely, everybody?
Thank you. No, that wasn't the point. But we have to be careful about what we buy and how we do it. And in answer to your question, yours is a very complex question. What's our world and economy going to look like? It will take a lot longer than the time we have to go into that debate. But I think we need to be very careful about defining the world we want to see. And instead, I think we need to listen more to communities. We need to engage people more. Your point about collaborations and engaging people to create that kind of economy and world which is fairer and is better, whatever that's going to look like. I don't think any one of us here, we can say what we would like to see, we can say what our expertise are, but I think that we need to listen, and I think we shouldn't forget that. And in a new government, in a new politics and all of that, we just need to take all of our collaborative models to create this much better world that reflects these shifts, Firstly, I want to celebrate the progress that Britain has come on in social enterprise. Time and time again, when I'm doing international trips, people look at UK as a really great example for how fast we're moving in recognising social enterprise formally and so forth. So I want to celebrate that. And there's a lot of great things happening in communities and great examples. Secondly, I want to, as with my Inspire Engage International hat on, I do think that it's really important to train people and to support people to be able to, who have the passion, the understanding of what should be happening in their communities, locally, in their own localities, to help them to create that change. I think that's really important. And 3, should all entrepreneurs be social entrepreneurs? I would love to live in a world where in reality that could perhaps happen. But I don't think that all entrepreneurs could be social entrepreneurs, because I don't think that everybody has that social mission as a forefront of what they want to do. I don't think we live in that world yet. I would like to live in that world, and I would like to encourage that. that. And if they can do that, then yes, all entrepreneurs should be social entrepreneurs.
Adrian?